get started as soon as it says it's recording. All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for jumping on with us today, the day before new forms are launched. We got a few people to say welcome to. I know a couple weeks ago we welcomed Bane Thor, who had been Thorn, who had been jumping on with us for some meetings. He signed on last week with us in Burien. Welcome to the team. We've got Claudia Ruiz, who is a friend of Patricia Piggott in West Seattle, and also Jessica G in Burien. She is going to be stationed out of our West Seattle office, and she just joined us last week as well. Welcome to the team. We also have Justin Montoya, who is going to be starting in the West Seattle office here. He's getting going with all of his training and stuff now, and he is taking the test here in a couple of weeks. So, but we've got him kind of jumping on and starting with us. So welcome to our three new agents over the last week. Welcome to the team. What else we got? Oh, just a last hoorah on the cook-off stuff. We've got the trophies, and we've got them engraved. Look at those. Fantastic. Yeah, can you read that? I know, right? That is Sandy Ingram for 2001 in Burien. I'll drop that off later today. And Maria Fleming took home the prize in the West Seattle office. So congratulations to you guys. But I wanted to show those off. Those trophies are going to be hanging out on their desks for a year. And then next year they'll have a chance to reclaim their title. All right. How was the kickoff meeting last week? Was that awesome? I thought they did a pretty darn good job. I was really impressed with our company, what we were able to put out. I had a heck of a lot of fun last week. Those of you that were award winners, you got signs in your yard. I want to take a minute to say a huge thanks to everybody who helped put those out. And there was a lot of people. I think we had about 13 people that put signs out in some capacity. Kelly and Janet, thank you. Mark and Kara, thank you. We've got, all of the staff, a huge thank you. We've got Equity had Nicole Giamatti put out signs, and a couple of other people on that team that I had never even worked with that jumped in when they heard that we had 62 award winners and had to put out 62 signs in the morning on one day, covering from Maple Valley to Everett to, well, literally actually to Portland. I had somebody have to not drive up there, but I had a Portland manager put one up there. But I mean, we're talking about out in, deep south and all over the place. So anyway, just a huge thanks to everybody that put that on. I had a lot of fun. I think the agents, I think y'all had a good time with that. And if you don't know what we're talking about, just jump on any one of the Facebook pages. You'll see videos and all kinds of fun stuff with that. So anyway, thanks to everybody that participated with that. Pretty cool to have Dr. Lawrence Yoon on our kickoff meeting last week. Do we like that? Do we take something away from that? He was taped last week because our company has three regions, right? Our north region here in Washington, we have a central region that's right around Portland, and then we have a south region that is further down towards the southern region of Oregon. And so they did theirs on 3 consecutive days. So of course he couldn't jump on and do a thing for us 3 days in a row. That wouldn't make sense. But it was really neat for him to be able to come on and share that stuff with our company. I know that I had a bunch of takeaways. We'll cover some of those in another meeting, but I'm sure y'all did too. Very cool. If you missed that, you did get an email with a recording, so you can go back and watch that video. And you also got emails with the templates for the slides that he showed, his presentation. You got all of the slides, and we sent it out a second time in a PDF. So you really should have everything you need if you want to utilize any of that information. And I really, really suggest that you do, because a lot of really great stuff there to help your clients know and understand what's going on in the marketplace now and what to expect as we go through this year. I heard a story this morning that I just wanted to share real briefly. One of our agents just shared with me that she was able to get her clients in a multiple offer situation. She was able to get the house even though her offer was contingent on the sale of another house. Things happen. Opportunities happen. Just the fact that she wrote a contingent offer in a multiple offer situation is impressive to me, because that is just working your butt off for your clients and not just kind of taking the easy way and saying, oh, no, contingent offers won't work in this marketplace. Are they going to work most of the time? No, of course not. But she did a heck of a job for her clients, and it wasn't based on money. It wasn't a big money thing. So anyway, long story there. I'll get to hear more about it, but I just think that that's pretty neat and just something to remember. You know, if our clients want to write offers, we need to be out there writing them. We need to be out there doing them and putting ourselves in the best position possible. What else? Invites for classes and trainings. I had been doing the majority of the calendar invites for those things, but going forward, you're going to see a lot more of those coming from your OA staffs. So keep an eye for those calendar invites and opportunities for clock hour classes and trainings with equity, 1 hour trainings that they're doing each month, and all kinds of fun stuff that way. You'll still see some from me, but we're going to have a lot more coming from the OA staff, so keep an eye for that. Just a reminder too, oh, I've got Diana Hinderly is calling me. Should I accept her call? Oh, she's gone. I know she's trying to get her thing to work. It was having some struggles earlier. Let's see, what else? Open houses. Are we doing them? Are we getting out there enough? We really got to get in front of people, right? I mean, we can't say, well, we don't want buyers right now because it's a difficult buyer situation, right? We want sellers, but then not be actually getting the sellers. And I can say that we're not getting the sellers. Well, we as an industry, because we're a little bit behind on listings right now. I'll explain that in a little bit. But you got to be out there in open houses. We really need to. If you feel safe and you feel like you can do it in a safe way and have distancing and do the things that you need to do to keep yourself safe in this time, really, I can't stress it enough. Open houses is a great opportunity to be out there with people that want to get into those houses and want to see you and are looking to buy, right? What else did I want to cover? Video of the month. We're going to try something new. This is going to be kind of fun. We got a lot of folks that are have been playing with, starting, and some of them successfully working on their doing 8 or 10 videos in 4 weeks, right? Was the goal. To about 2.5 a week. And we've seen some great ones out there. And so I just want to have some fun with this and offer some incentive. If you do a video that you would like to have put up for this monthly competition, just email the link from your social media to your OA. And at the end of the month, the staff will vote on which video we like the most. And we'll show it at the first meeting of the month. And we will also we'll post that on our social media sites, and we will boost it. We will try to do anything we possibly can to put your video in front of as many people as we can through the company's resources. So if you want more exposure on your video, we want to give it to you. And so send those in. It should be fun. We've seen some really great ones. They don't have to be funny. They don't have to be anything special. If you do a video, submit it. We want to see it. Okay? Awesome. What else? Cover sheets, new cover sheets. Done. I know we announced them before, and then there were some questions, and there was some, oh, well, where's this and where's that? And so we went back to the drawing board. We did some revisions. And by we, I don't mean me. I really wasn't much of a part of it, but our OA staff did a great job in working with some of the folks from Oregon. And we have just now released what are going to be the new cover sheets for both listings and for sales. Those are available to you, and they're in the email, so you can download them and you can have them on your desktop ready to rock and roll. Also, because those sheets no longer have a checklist for the forms on them, because we really don't care what order they come into us anymore, so that wasn't a necessary thing on that form for our accounting folks and our OAs. We did create another form that has a checklist for you of the forms that you may need to include or maybe a part of your packet when you turn that in. So take a look at that if you haven't already. Again, it's in your email box, but please, we need to be using the new cover sheets going forward. Headshots, last call for headshots today, right now is the last call for headshots. If you want to get in on getting your headshots done, awesome. We kind of waited through last week because I knew a lot of you would see yourselves on your awards and different things like that and go, ooh, maybe it's time for a new headshot. And you did, because we got a lot of people that responded after seeing those. If you feel like, hey, I should get a new headshot, If you feel like you should get a new headshot, you should, 100%, for sure, right? If you're already to the point where you're like, I think I probably need a new headshot, you do. It's not a question. Get a new, fresh headshot, right? It is the number one way that people are going to see you and interact with you online, which is where people are finding you. And so they really need to be up to date. They need to be professional, right? We've got a lot of agents that have shots where they've taken a picture of themselves in front of a wall, or maybe even some nice scenery behind them, but you can really tell what's a professional shot and not. And if you don't have a professional headshot, but you're trying to tell somebody that you're going to market their house in the most professional way possible, I think you might be sending mixed signals on what your marketing capabilities are. So I think that headshot is a big, big deal. You can get that with us. We're going to have DigiShots, who has done a lot of our agents' headshots, come out in the near future. We just got to get our final head count and get that all set up. So I think they charge anywhere between like $80 to $120, depending on what you want. You can check out the website. Again, DigiShots, DIGISHOTZ. But we need to know today, because we gotta lock this in so that we can set it up on the calendar. It will probably happen in the next couple of weeks, and they will come to the West Seattle office and set up times for people to come in so that we're staggered. Awesome. Zach, thank you for joining us today. I appreciate it. I know you were going to be here a couple of weeks ago, and that snow took you out, man. I can't imagine. I know you were without power and such for a while. So anyway, I'm glad you were able to dig out and join us today. Zach, you're here today to talk to us about doing digital or to do virtual open houses, right? It's something we can do while we're doing our live open houses and really create a new sense of what we're doing. But before you talk to us about that, Zach, can you just explain to us, how do you connect with our company? How do you fit in with what we're doing? Where are you physically, and just kind of how does our business relationship work?
Yeah, definitely. So I work out of the Resource Center in Portland, and basically I'm just a part of the marketing team. So I'm here for all marketing needs. So if you guys have a question on, like, you're having an issue with Facebook, or you want to set up some Google search ads, or literally anything digital marketing, shoot me an email. If you just have a question, I can answer it on the email, or we can set up a one-on-one on Microsoft Teams. I can walk you through it. I'm just at your disposal for any digital marketing questions.
Yeah, so that's new information, I think, for most of us that are listening in right now, because we're not as connected with the marketing center here, just haven't been, and that's fine. But hearing you say, hey, you're a resource to help if we're struggling with these different items, these different things, is really, again, it's kind of new information for us to hear. I'm going to put your email address in the comments here in a minute as you kind of get started, so that agents can kind of have that on file. And of course, don't everybody bombard Zach at the same time. But again, you're able to help with quite a bit of different marketing things, or if people struggle with really almost anything that they're doing, you are a resource that they can reach out to anytime and maybe get some support that way, on top of our support here in our offices.
Yeah, absolutely. We have me, Sandy, and Erica at the Resource Center too. So if you just email marketing@bhhsnw.com, that'll go to all three of us. And then whoever's the kind of best to take on that task will respond to you. Erica kind of handles more of the internal my office communication things. And then I'm more like social media, external, digital ads, anything like that. So, but if you email marketing, the right person will get a hold of you. So, but you can also email me directly. That's cool too.
Yeah, that email again is marketing@bhhsnw.com. Mm-hmm. There is, and I have now put it in the chat comments, there is no RE at the end of that for you guys at the Resource Center. So awesome. There you go. Thank you, Zach. So yeah, please share with us, what should we be doing to make our live open houses also virtual and be able to capture that segment of the market?
Yeah, definitely. So, obviously video is super important, especially now when some people are, hesitant to go actually take tours of the house right away. So, I recommend doing some form of video tour and attaching it to your listing if possible. You maybe don't want to have professional photographers come in and do some, that would be obviously the ideal choice, but even if you have an iPhone, you can walk through and do a bit of a visual tour of a home, and you can upload it and add it to your listing yourself. And I mean, I think that's better than having no, digital tour option at all. So I have a tutorial that I kind of created that shows how to attach that video tour to your listing. Yeah.
Great.
So if we're ready, I can just go ahead and play it. Let's make sure.
Yeah, let's go ahead and see it.
Yeah. And then while this is playing, if anyone has any specific questions regarding video tours, feel free to just like maybe throw them in the chat and I can answer them after. Or yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. Let's see. Oh, 1 second. I need to update my system preferences to let me do this. So hold off 1 second here. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, can you all see that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Yeah, shoot me your questions and then I'll answer them to the best of my knowledge after this. Hey everyone, it's Zach in the marketing department. Reliance has added some very cool virtual tour options, and I'm going to show you how to add a virtual showing to your listing. First of all, you'll need a quality video. You can get this from a third party, or you can film it yourself. I'll be releasing a video later with some video tips. Once you have your video clip, you're going to want to upload it to Vimeo, YouTube, or even Facebook. If you need help with the upload process pictured here, feel free to email me in the marketing department. Once your video is uploaded, copy-paste the link to the clip. Now you're going to want to head to the listing within My Office. Then click Tours and go down to Virtual Showing. Here you'll have the option of YouTube, Vimeo, or Facebook links. Paste your link in the correct space, and then click Submit. Now your virtual showing is live on the listing for all your potential buyers to view from home. As always, if you need help through this process, feel free to email me in the marketing department, and I'm happy to help.
Zach, the videos like this that kind of walk through some of that stuff as tutorials, where can those be found on the backside of our agent's website?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll add it to the chat in a second here, but I actually have them on my personal website. Oh, hold on. Let me get back to video here. Yeah, so I have them on my personal site. I'll add a link here in a second. But we have them on Vimeo, and then they're kind of password protected because we don't want anyone just going and viewing them. But on my landing page, I have all the passwords attached. So I'll send a link here and anyone can have access to those. I have quite a few of them now. I've kind of built up a library. So they're on a ton of different subjects, kind of ranging from social media to My Office to everything. So I'll send that here in a second.
Good. Cassandra, I think to answer your question, Sandy, is that I would recommend that you do a walkthrough when you're doing this, if you're promoting it as part of your open house. And I think that you can use this tool to kind of to market and advertise, hey, you can see the house, you can have this virtual tour of the open house today, and you can do it for kind of one-off things as you're going through. Debbie, I do want to ask your question in a second, but Zach, how would you then do something where, maybe you wanted to do a Facebook Live, right? And do that. How would you suggest going about utilizing that service?
Yeah, definitely. I actually have a tutorial on this too, so I'll make sure to send that in the chat as well. But so with Facebook Live, pretty much it's, I mean, once you go live, you go live. So it's kind of hard to promote that, to just tell people to go to your page when I'm going live. So the way around that is to actually create a Facebook event and then post your Facebook Live link in the event. And so then you can promote your event on Facebook. And then people will be able to kind of set a reminder for that and go in and then view your open house once you go live.
So
and
Zach,
then that'll
go
also
ahead.
record it too, so you can also like promote it later as well. So once you're not live, you'll have the recording of it too to share.
So Zach, if I'm doing an open house on this, Sunday, and I wanted to try to do this where I wanted to do a virtual walkthrough like you just showed that I wanted to market, and I also wanted to do to do a Facebook event like you're saying, right? Would that be something that I could reach out to you with help to get help setting that up, right? To actually help walk me through and do it with me that first time, so that I kind of have somebody that knows what they're doing kind of constructively with me.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. And I mean, for some people, my tutorials go a little too fast. So I mean, even if you watch the tutorial and you're still not getting it, and also Facebook changes, like they update things every couple months. So my tutorial might even be a little outdated at this point. So yeah, feel free to reach out and I'll help you set it up for sure.
Okay, that'd be great. If we can get the links in the chat, I think that would be really helpful. And again, just remember, if you want to do this, the idea today isn't to like all of a sudden have you be able to walk away from this meeting today and go, oh yeah, I know how to do this. I got this, right? That's not the point. The point is just to bring it up, to talk about it, to identify what it is that you can be doing, and then give you the resource in being able to connect with Zach to do it with you, to actually set it up functionally with you. I think that is a huge advantage there. Debbie asks, why would we upload on My Office versus directly uploading it just to the listing on the MLS?
I mean, you can do it both ways, but you have to upload it in My Office in order to have it show up, like, let's say on the listing, like on your Reliance website, or just on the listing itself within our website. If you just put it on the MLS, it's not going to show up there, I don't believe.
I think it might show up as a link or an icon, but not as a nice graphic video that you can just see and immediately identify that's the video. Click that and I get to watch a tour.
Correct. Yeah, it won't be embedded in the link itself. Like in the video, I showed it for a split second, but it was actually just right there, and you could just click play within the listing.
Yep, absolutely. Good. Any other questions? Again, we're recording this meeting today. This will be thrown up on YouTube today or tomorrow. So again, you can go back and reference this. You have now access to Zach. You know how to get a hold of him to get help with this, and also a resource to find those videos on how to. So I hopefully that will give people opportunities. Gosh, folks, I think, the more things that we can be offering our clients, the more value that we bring. It's just that simple. And really, if it's just as simple as doing a couple quick things on Facebook to be able to go live, or to have an event or whatever it is, to be able to tell our sellers, look, I'm doing stuff that other people aren't doing, or that people started doing and aren't doing, but I'm not only going to be, here live in a house in person, I'm also going to be live streaming so that people can experience in their comfort, in the way that they're comfortable. When you're up against multiple when you're up against multiple agents for a listing, right? I know I'm meeting with an agent right after this today to talk about how to be competitive in a competitive situation where that you've got to compete to get a listing. Things like this make the difference. These are the differentiators. These are the things that you can do to separate yourself from what other folks are doing. And we've got Zach here who can help you hand in hand get through that process and get those up and going. So awesome. Zach, anything else you want to share with us?
Yeah, actually, one thing that just popped into my head. So I didn't mention it in the video there because I wasn't aware of it at the time when I made that. But are you guys familiar with Videolicious?
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Okay, yeah, that's another great tool that we kind of provide for free. So if you don't want to go start like a YouTube account or a Vimeo account, so you can get that link and post it in your listing, Videolicious is another way to do that. And it's also just, you were talking about your video contest. It's also a great tool for that. I mean, It's got like the scrolling, you can put your script in it and just read it. So you're not like looking at a piece of paper while you're talking on video. I mean, there's a lot of cool things with that app, and that'll give you a link too that you can use for your virtual tours. So that's another great tool you could utilize.
Awesome. I know we have sent out the instructions on how to properly download that app through their website so that you can actually utilize our bumpers, the Berkshire Hathaway stuff, and have it branded to you. So if you do the Videolicious, again, a reminder, don't just go in your app store and download the app that way. That's not going to get it done for you. Follow the instructions that have been emailed out, and I will ask our OAs right now again to go ahead. Can we go ahead and email that out to everybody again so they've got it fresh in their inbox here this morning? Zach, thank you very much for your time, man. I sure appreciate it. And I know that we will be reaching out for more things as we go. I'd love to have you on here periodically, maybe once a month, to just kind of share some of the different things that we have and keep emphasizing kind of things that can help us be different from our competition. Those differentiators matter so much.
Definitely. Yeah. Happy to do it.
Cool. Zach, thank you.
Yeah. No problem.
All right, let's continue on with just a little bit of info on some stats. We haven't had stats in a couple of weeks, right? Because we had the kickoff meeting last week and everything. And so just want to bring your attention to just a couple of quick things about what's going on in the MLS and in our marketplace. One is that active listings. We've now had a 3-week trend in active listings where our active listings are a skosh less than they were last year. All right. So we had been talking about how inventory was feeling so low, but really our homes hitting the market for several weeks over the holidays and into the beginning of the year. We actually had more listings coming on the market than we had last year, even though we felt like there was no houses to sell. We had more than we did last year. It's pretty marginal. It's pretty nominal. It's not all that big a difference, but it is less, and it is a 3-week trend. Okay. So just a heads up, we need those listings. We just do. Work hard for those. Every opportunity that you've got to compete for a listing. If you need some help, if you want to bounce ideas off of Nalani or Russ or I, reach out. Get some help with that. Get some ideas. Get some maybe some new flavor to put into your CMA packet. You know that Maria can help, and Jody and Maura can help with your with your CMA packets and what you've got in there. If you think you need a refresh there, or you need to add some things, cool, we can help you with that. There's no reason to continue to go with the same thing that you've been using for years. We can freshen that up and get you a new fresh look, but we got to be really showing our differentiators when we're going up for those listings. Pending sales, let's see, had been about even year for year, shot up last week, just showing that people are buying just anything that they possibly can get their hands on. We kind of know this. If we're out there doing business right now, we kind of know what we're up against and kind of what the market is looking like right now. The stat of the week. Well, before I get to that, the showing activity for the MLS, for quite a while, for months, I've been able to share, weekly showing activity, and we're like, oh, showings are through the roof. It's incredible. I think we broke the showing activity stat. I think maybe what happened is we had so many showings that it just broke the whole system on that, because we have had no updates on that for a couple of months. So that's a stat that I'm not bringing to you right now because the MLS isn't bringing it to me. Median sold price. Broken record stuff here, guys and gals. I mean, really, right? But holy Toledo, median home price. Basically the same the last couple of weeks. A 451,000 is what it was a year ago. This year, 529. Basically 450 up to 529, an $80,000 price increase year over year. That's a 17% increase on the median home price. And I know it's against the whole MLS. We're not talking about individual areas today. We're just talking about what's happening in the Puget Sound marketplace, and that's what's happening. And that is big, big numbers. Now, Dr. Yoon did mention, last week, if you notice, he had talked about median home prices going up and stuff, but he did touch on the fact that, it does speak a lot to what the high-end market is doing, right? Those high-end houses, the houses over $1 million and beyond, are selling like hotcakes, right? I mean, I'm hearing stories about people that are offering $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 over the ask price on homes that are listed over $1 million and not getting it, and in some points not even being in the ball game. Okay, so it just kind of shows some of that 17% increase isn't necessarily in our local markets for a median home price home. A lot of it can be kind of pushed by the high end selling like hotcakes for big numbers, right? Because you're talking about a median number. You're talking about averages, not specific to any one area. Anyway, interesting numbers, things we should know about what's going on in our marketplace. Let's talk about the calendar real quick here. We got some stuff coming up, right? I thought it was about time to get a happy hour going, right? Pull back together, chat, have a good time, laugh a little bit, maybe have a cocktail, and maybe even talk a little bit of shop and forums. So we are going to do a toast to the new forums tomorrow. You all got calendar invites. Burien is at 4 o'clock. West Seattle is at 5 o'clock. Jump on, join us, have a good time. Just going to laugh a little bit, have a nice time catching up, and talk about kind of what's coming up in the spring as we start to get closer and closer to being able to maybe get together in small groups, separated, but maybe we've got some things on the horizon. In fact, we'll talk about that in a minute. This Thursday, I have decided just this morning that we are going to do, or I am going to do, a little pop-in training. We've talked about pop-in trainings. We've had one or two already, but I will send a calendar invite for this. We'll be have the opportunity to jump on Thursday at 10 o'clock if you have questions about the new forms. This will be a great opportunity to ask questions, talk things through. We just did our workshop yesterday, but we're going to give it a few days, let things percolate, let some things happen, let some more people see the videos that either from mine yesterday or from Andy Fitzsimmons or to do the MLS class and have a chance to jump on. I'm not going to have preset questions, so it might be a 5-minute meeting. It might be a 1-hour meeting. I don't know. So that's the whole idea with the pop-ins. Be on time and be ready to contribute and be a part of that. If you've got questions, you want to talk anything about new forms, that is a great time to do it. Wednesday, the 10th, that would be next Wednesday, Equity has got a legal descriptions class from 11 to 2. That's 3 o'clock hours, and you all have gotten an invite on that already in your email. On the 16th, on the sales meeting on the 16th, Susie McGill, the head of our Relo department, is going to be on to kind of talk about Relo and some of the things that are going on there. Also kind of help remind us of how that process works, what they do for us at no cost to us, and just help us establish and remember that process. I really appreciate her doing that. Then we've got Thursday, the 18th. We have a 1-hour class. It's not clock hour, and it's an appraisal class. Neil Hara, the appraisal manager with Prosperity Mortgage, is going to be with us to talk about appraisals. What's going on with them, how they work. You can ask questions. It's really rare that we get a chance to be able to ask people in the appraisal business, genuine questions about their business and how it works and why this and how that. And so we're going to have a great opportunity there. You do not have an invite on that yet. We're working on getting the link, and then we'll send a calendar invite. You'll see that from your OAs, hopefully in the next 24 to 48 hours. So look for that. And that is, again, going to be on the 18th from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Convention is the next thing on our calendar. That is from the 21st to the 23rd. Now, the 21st is a Sunday. I'm not sure what the events are that evening. I know in general that would be when we would go to convention. That Sunday afternoon is when they would open the exhibit hall, and there would be some trainings and things earlier in the day for some folks. So I'm not sure what's happening on the 21st necessarily, but on the 22nd and 23rd, the days are packed with general sessions, training, different classes that you can attend to learn all kinds of things. Please set aside those days, as much time as you can, to participate in that. I want you to go use the link, sign. You've got to register or you won't be able to get in. You have to register for this thing. It's not like you're just going to be able to jump on a Facebook page and watch it. It's not going to work that way. So if you haven't registered yet, go in, register, and get ready for that. Now, for the general sessions on Monday and Tuesday, we're going to try something. I don't know how this is going to go, right? We talk all the time about opportunities to fail. Here's one of mine. I'm going to open the offices on a limited basis to a first come, first serve. You'll have to register ahead of time. You'll have to email ahead of time to let us know if you're going to be there, and you must show up because this is going to be limited seating. But we are going to open up the bullpens and in West Seattle also the training room to a limited number of people, socially distanced, but to be able to watch the convention, the general sessions together. All right. It's kind of a neat experience if you've never done one. I don't know how it's going to look online, but it'll be a fun opportunity to kind of come together with some folks in a safe way and be able to watch those general sessions together. There's going to be some neat things that they will be talking about and sharing. So again, we'll be putting out emails about that, and it'll be a first come, first serve. People that respond back that would like to join, great. And if we run out of room, which we will, it will run out of room, and I'm sorry we can't get everybody in. We're going to do this in a safe way. I'm not just opening up the office and say, hey, let's get 50 people all in the bullpen. That's not going to work, right? We're going to be smart about this, but I think that we're in a space where we could do something like this and have a good time together in a small group. There is a huge announcement that's going to be made. I would imagine it'll be in the general session on the first day on Monday, the 21st in the morning. We just got a training thing on this yesterday, kind of an explanation to the managers. Can't tell you anything more than that, but I think it's pretty darn cool. So the mother company is putting something out that I think is going to be of very good value and use to you, the brokers. I'm really excited about it. Last thing that I want to mention on the calendar is on the 24th. 24th is a Wednesday from 11 to 12. Janet is going to be helping people set up their Google My Business accounts. I know we've talked about this several times in the past, but believe it or not everybody is set up on Google My Business, and you should be. There's no reason not to. It is free. It has a ton of value to your business. It makes you look legit when people Google you and try to find you. If you have questions, you're like, I don't know about this thing, talk to me. I will talk you into it. I promise. By the time you're done talking with me about it, you will be like, yes, I'm coming to Janet's class. Janet, thank you for doing this. An invite was sent for that, so check your email for that. Okay, with that, today I don't have a topic at the end of our guest speakers to talk about, but I am going to set up Mark and Kara a little bit here because they do have something really important to share with us that honestly, it's one of the most important things that pertains to the new forms that we are going to be running into. Not trying to talk about forms today in this meeting so much, but just to set this up. If you've been to a class, you know by now that the new financing addendum, the 22A, has a portion where the financing contingency or the seller, if you choose option A of the two options, if you choose the first one, there's a time frame, and after the time frame, the seller can give notice to the buyer that the buyer must either waive the financing contingency or the seller can terminate the contract 3 days after giving that notice at any time up to and through the day of closing. That's the reality of the new 22A. And the default the MLS has created is 21 days. So that means that 21 days after mutual acceptance on, let's say, a standard 30-day closing, your buyer, in a lot of instances, is going to be confronted with a seller who is giving them notice that they must waive that financing contingency or play chicken with the seller for the next week as they hope to close their transaction. This is going to put our buyers in some very stressful situations. Now, yes, you can change the date from 21 days to 30 days. You can make adjustments in any way you'd like. But in a competitive market where the default is now 21 days, we've established that that's kind of an expectation level. And by we, I mean the MLS has established an expectation level for your buyers. With that new expectation level is going to come a new expectation from the lenders, right? Because if my buyer has to waive their financing in order to make sure that the seller doesn't terminate the contract, then I need my lender to be 100% sure that they're going to get me that loan 7 days later, right? So with that, Kara and Mark, I'll hand it over to you to share about what Prosperity has intact, ready to go, already fully functional, that will help our buyers feel comfortable and confident in waiving their financing if they so choose and is necessary to keep themselves in a contract. Kara, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Tay. I'm just going to share my screen here, go over what PHM has in play, and then Mark, if you want to add anything, you can go ahead and add as well. Can you all see my screen?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, perfect. So have no fear, PHM is here. Oh my goodness, there we go. So what we have in place is a financing contingency due diligence. So if you see it's highlighted and marked with an arrow, this is in our system already in place. So what this means is we're going to put that financing contingency date plus a couple day grace period. So if the financing contingency, like Tay had mentioned before, is 21 days, Mark and I are probably going to put this around 18 days so that we have a few day buffer to have that full underwrite already done, so that you as the buyer's agents feel comfortable letting your buyers know that they already have a full approval from PHM. So it allows the underwriter to review the file and approve it before the contingency date. So before that 21 days, and the file receives priority review over non-contingency files. There's a lot of states that do not have financing contingency, Oregon being one of them, right? Our neighbors. So I believe there's only a couple states that I know of that have financing contingencies, and their files are always priority. So this kind of puts Washington and PHM in the front of the line, right? We're going to make sure your files are underwritten and approved before that contingency date. So it gives you, your buyers, that ease of mind and gives you that option to waive that financing and feel comfortable doing so if that's the way that you wish to go. So let us help bring peace of mind to you and your buyers. Again, this is already in place with PHM, so all Mark and I have to do is put that date in there and make sure that those files are underwritten even a few days before that 21-day contingency. So we are here to help you and your buyers with that. So yeah, Mark, is there anything you wanted to add?
Well, yeah, if I could, just beginning March 1st, we've changed our applications. The whole country has. Throughout the country, the former loan application that we've all used for the last 50 years has been changed. It's more complicated. It's going to be much better. But more importantly, on the first page of everyone's pre-approval and their file is a big yellow button that says financing contingency. And it's right in front of us. And so we're going to be required to fill that out. And that's going to go ahead and set up the dates that Kara just mentioned. So we're set, you guys. And if you think about this, look at how many times you probably had transactions with a big box bank like Bank of America or wherever, where they weren't able to get closed on time. Well, I think you're going to see that they're going to have a very difficult time trying to conform to these new rules from the multiple and the financing contingencies. So you better think a lot about that and make sure your borrowers are aware that they may be in a situation to where they could possibly lose their earnest money through no fault of their own. It may be the bank's fault that they didn't get it done in time. So anyway, with that said, I also want to just bring up something, and just quickly, we always want to talk about interest rates. I'm sure everyone has heard that rates have moved up a little bit in the past couple of weeks. And yes, they have. They were quite volatile last week, and then we came back down on Friday some. So today, FHA is at 2.875 for a 30-year fixed. VA is at 2.75, and conventional loans, these are based on a $600,000 sales price with 10% downs at 3.125 for purchases. So the rates are still fantastic, you guys. And I know that a lot of people felt they went, I had some that went up to 3 5/8 last week, only to come right back down this week, some. So hopefully they're going to hang around there.
Good. Good. Mark,
Any
thank
questions?
you.
Anyone?
Yeah. Yeah. Good idea. Questions? Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you both. I sure appreciate it. Again, I cannot stress this enough.
Thank you.
The lender that you use has never been more important. It hasn't. It can't be, because now we have this new situation where our clients are going to be faced with a big decision on a lot of transactions when they're not waiving their financing up front. This is going to be something that you are going to have to talk them through and work through with them. And if you see up front that they're using a lender that you're not familiar with, that you don't have any relationship with, that you don't know if they're going to be communicative or not, if they're going to be able to get you through underwriting before the 21 days to make sure that if you have to make that tough decision and waive that financing contingency, which I guarantee you're going to find yourself in this position, you need to know that that lender can get it done, and you need to be able to see how. So that's what I appreciate so much about Kara and Mark being able to show us, hey, we have this system and this is how we have it set up to be able to be successful in this. Let's go to Janet or Kelly. Anything to share from Equity?
Tay, your video's off.
Well,
too.
good morning. First of all, Tay, our team had a great time delivering the signs, so thank you. It was a fun but wet morning, but that was a lot of fun. I put together a list. Just want to send this. I'll send it to Russ and Nalani, but we've had a lot of questions about people preparing deeds outside of a transaction with equity title, and unfortunately, we can't prepare those. But there are some fantastic real estate attorneys out there, and so I put a list together for you that I will send to them. And it's always good to have that referral in your back pocket. Some of these are local. I've worked with many times. Had a client call me too that wanted to sell a property on a note and a deed of trust. We just can't prepare that. That has to come from a real estate attorney. So if you all know of some great real estate attorneys that should be on my list, I would love that feedback as well. But I will send that off to you this morning. And also, yes, we do have our class next Wednesday the 10th with legal descriptions with Dick Case from 11 to 2. So we hope to see you there. That's all I have for you today, sir.
Awesome. That is perfect. All right, a couple quick reminders, just a couple of individuals too, for Maria and for Colin McCabe. You guys both have the Buffy and the Warren to give out next week. So be sure to be at the sales meetings next week for the West Seattle and the Burien only sales meetings. Burien at 10, West Seattle at 11. We'll send calendar invites out on that in a day or so. And boy, oh boy, that's it. I can't stress it enough. Go watch your forms classes. If you didn't come to the class yesterday, go to the video. I can't possibly stress it enough. If you were one that did not read an email that I had sent out a couple of weeks ago about being important to read this email, I did a read receipt on that, and I've got a number of folks that didn't open that email. Will be calling you, either myself or Nalani or Russ. That is how important it is to know and understand these forms. We will be calling you directly to make sure that you understand and are aware that those resources are there and that you need to view them. I'm not overstating the form situation. Hope to see you tomorrow at the happy hours. Have a great week, everybody, and get out there, do your open houses. Talk soon.